This video demonstrates basic navigation of the major legal research platforms Westlaw and Lexis. After watching, you will be able to identify individual sources and use pre-search and post-search filters to limit the scope of your search. We will start on the Westlaw homepage, and from here you will see the global search bar at the top of the page and the options for pre-search filtering under the menus in the center of the page, labeled content types, federal materials, and state materials, for example. With a new Westlaw account, you may see the Precision Research tab as your default view. This is an advanced research tool, and for now, I encourage you to click the gear icons on the right side of the page to customize your view so that you open to content types when you log in. Similarly, set up the Getting Started bookmarks with cases, statutes, regulations, and secondary sources. So from this starting place on the home page, I want to draw your attention back to the global search bar. A search from here will search the entire Westlaw platform. Carefully consider whether this level of searching best suits your research plan. A search from this place will retrieve the highest number of results across the most varied content, including cases, statutes, regulations, secondary sources, everything Westlaw has to offer. You have a few options for limiting the universe of material to search before you begin. First is the most direct. If you have a precise title of a publication or the name of a database, you can call it up from the global search bar. So for example, I can call up Black's Law Dictionary by slowly typing the title and then choosing it from the suggested items. You may also type a citation to the primary source in the search bar to directly retrieve a specific document. This is the fastest way to access known content, and we will practice searching this way specifically in a separate video. If you are conducting a broader search across more than one source, you will use the pre-search content filters. By the tabs in the center of the home page, first choose the source type under the Content Types tab, or choose between state and federal materials. As an example, I will choose to filter my search only to secondary sources. Notice at the top of the page, the gray lettering in the search bar is now reminding you that you are searching only secondary sources. Now my choices are by content type, jurisdiction, or topic. If I know that I'm researching an area of developing law, then I should consider a search in law reviews and journals. Any search performed on the following page is limited to the 1,005 law reviews and journals on the Westlaw platform. As an example of a basic keyword search, I'm going to look for the terms Bitcoin and currency. And this search retrieves 1,915 results. Now is the time to consider post-search filters to narrow these results further. I may choose to introduce a new search term, limit by jurisdiction, by date, or the other options you see on the left side of the page. I'm going to add the additional term cryptocurrency. This tells me that 1,402 of the original results also contain this new term. Continue using the post-search filters in this way until the results match your needs. Let's take a look at how this same search process looks on Lexis. This is the Lexis homepage. In a similar fashion to the Westlaw homepage, we have a global search bar. A search from here will retrieve results from across the entire Lexis platform, including all types of sources from all jurisdictions. Again, the most direct way to access known content on the platform is to call it up in the global search bar. If you have a precise title of a publication or the name of a database, you can begin by slowly typing in the title and then choosing it from the suggested items. So for example, I may type in AmJur and select American Jurisprudence 2D to start a search in only that publication. You may also have a direct citation to a primary source in the search bar to retrieve that specific document. This is the fastest way to access known content. If you are conducting a broader search across more than one source, you will use the pre-search content filters. In the Explore menu, first make a selection under the Content tab. And as an example, I will again choose to filter my search only to secondary materials. Now my choices are to search by jurisdiction, content type, publisher, or practice area. And as a fair comparison, we will run the same search as we did on Westlaw. So if I'm researching a developing area of law, I will choose at this point to search law reviews and journals. Any search performed from this page is limited to the collection of law reviews and journals on the Lexis platform. The same search we ran on Westlaw was for the terms Bitcoin and currency. And this search returns 1,885 results. Note the slight difference here between Westlaw and Lexis. The databases on each platform contain different journals and the contents of those journals for different spans of time. So sometimes in your research plan, you may want to consider using both. Now is the time to consider post-search filters again to narrow these results further. I may choose to introduce a new search term, limit by jurisdiction, date, or any of the other filters you see on the left side of the page. I'm going to add an additional term as we did on Westlaw. And this tells me that 1,287 articles of the original result set also contain this new term, cryptocurrency. I can continue filtering in this way until the results set meets my needs. So please use this video as a reference when performing searches on Westlaw and Lexis going forward, and check in with your legal research professor with any questions.